Fellas, we're back. Average Joe Sports Talk, weekly college football preview show. We already hit on Georgia and LSU and our big rundown of that particular game. So now we're going to touch on the rest of the big games of the week. Starting off with Whiskey at Michigan. Wisconsin visiting Michigan. Michigan's 8.5-point favorite at home. Cotton. What's that off of?
Dodgeball. Average Joe's.
Average Joe's.
Average Joe's.
The team just got disqualified. It goes, bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it plays off for
them. Michigan's 8.5-point favorite.
At home. That's crazy.
No. Nope.
They're struggling too much, bro. I don't trust them in this game.
They've been on a little bit of a roll.
I'm gonna say
Woods.
this.
Didn't they barely squeak? Wouldn't they get beat 19-0 by week 4 less?
Michigan. Oh, that's right. They were.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this.
Northwestern.
Yeah.
Wisconsin not only covered the 8.5, but they beat Michigan by more than 8.5.
They can't stop him.
No. Jonathan Taylor. He goes off. Oh, where's my?
I'm just kidding. I agree with you. This is a crazy line to me. Wisconsin had that one little hiccup. Jonathan Taylor's playing, right?
Yeah. As far as I know.
Yeah, I don't think he's.
Okay.
I still think Wisconsin wins without Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, I mean.
All right. Again, Jim McElwain, he'll find a way to lose that game for him, no matter what. They could have 25 5-stars out there playing football, and Jim McElwain would find a way to lose that game and have a peanut butter sandwich in his back pocket ready to roll. And ain't this neat?
Yeah.
Ain't it
Just
neat?
look around you.
Just look around. I mean, did we just win?
Yeah.
Did we just win? Yeah, man, you beat Arkansas State by 1. That's awesome.
It's what it's all about. Saturday nights in Swamp.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude's get him out of my face.
When I took a look at this, I seen 8.5 and automatically assumed it. I had to do a double take that Michigan was favored.
I'd say if they were going to favor Michigan, I could see a field goal maybe just because of home field advantage.
Yeah.
But 8.5, that's a.
If you take the old Shannon Rowan, though, and everybody's loading up on Wisconsin.
So you go Michigan. That's going to be a blowout Michigan's way if you go on that. If you go off that, which,
a lot of times it happens.
It does.
But
it was supposed to happen against the same LSU Florida last week. If we followed his way of thinking, that would have been a blowout for LSU last week. But I think Wisconsin, I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
I personally think Wisconsin's going to give them everything they want, but I think Michigan wins by 3. I'm going to say 27-24. Wisconsin's struggling a little too much on offense for me to say they're going to go in there and win the game at Michigan.
With Jim McElwain.
Yeah, well, how much is he going to call, before the head ball coach, the real Jim, steps up and tells him to sit down?
He's just about as bad.
Underperforming this year.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. That's if they were normal Wisconsin, I'd take them by easy.
I really thought that they had the best offensive line in the country with.
I think on paper they did coming into the year.
One of the best running backs in the country.
This game will get them back on track.
All right.
I think.
Let's go Washington visiting Oregon. Very, very interesting game. -3. The Huskies are favored. That's a dangerous, dangerous game for them at Oregon, especially when Oregon's already got a loss. Moving forward, this is conference. They're both undefeated in the conference. Woods, who do you got?
Well, Oregon's specialty right now is passing.
No, they're not undefeated in the conference. They got beat by Stanford. Go ahead.
Yeah, Oregon's specialty right now is passing. Washington's specialty is stopping the pass. I look for Washington, and they've been underachieving a little bit this year too. But I think this is the game that they come in as a road team and they get back on track.
They've kind of had to grind everything out lately.
They have. I think, but Browning, I think I'm gonna go Washington. What's the line?
3.
3. Okay, and that's just home field advantage. No, it's Washington, right?
Washington's favored 3.
Got you. Washington, I got them covering, winning by 10. I think they come into Oregon.
I'm gonna say Washington covers.
You think they're going to win by 4 or more?
Yeah.
Oh, Oregon gives up 350 yards a game.
Yeah, they talked about.
Well, here's my thinking. Oregon beat Stanford, which at the time was a good win, but Stanford kind of got exposed
By Notre Dame?
Yeah.
And they play San Jose State, Portland State, and Bowling Green the last 3 games.
Yeah.
So their stats are a little inflated. Oregon.
Oh, yeah.
So their stats are a little inflated. I'm taking Washington.
Jake Browning and Myles Gaskin are not having the years that I thought that they would, but
It's not too late to get it cranked up.
yeah, I think there's plenty of time to get it going.
I think Washington wins this football game, and I think they win by 10. Oregon's still in a rebuilding process. Anytime Willie Taggart has been anywhere, your program's substantially dropped because he's an atrocious coach. He left Oregon. He left Oregon in worse shape than he found it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And Cristobal, to his credit, has done a great job so far.
He's put duct tape on a team that's eventually the wheels are going to fall off, and that wheels start falling off this week. Sorry. Washington's a better football team, and they're going to go and beat Oregon at home.
You're going to stop hyping up Sabanites.
Washington 30, Washington 31, Oregon Mighty Ducks 24.
Do like Chris.
All right.
That's a low-scoring game for a Pac-12 game.
Well, Washington plays defense,
Well, yeah. This is
and Washington's struggling on offense.
This is a 2:30 Central kickoff.
It's like 9 in the morning there.
Yeah, I mean, we get to watch a Pac-12 game while we're wide awake, and
Yeah.
you don't have to struggle to stay awake.
Well, really, we're going to be watching Georgia LSU at that time,
Yeah.
but
Now,
we do have that option.
I'm going to throw this one at you guys. The mighty Flying War Eagles on the plains hosting the Tennessee Vols. But before us three dive into it, I had my very special friend, Mr. Mason Rule, Mr. Vol himself, stopped by last night to give you guys a short little video of his take on this game, and here it is. All right, so here's what we got going on. My man, by the time this video drops, Mason's going to have to work, so he's not going to be able to come film. So we're cutting into our normally scheduled program. This very special message here from Mason. We gave a little prelude to it last week. He's going to go ahead and drive it home this week. Mason, 18.5 point spread, 11 a.m. kickoff at Jordan-Hare.
At that tiny little stadium.
I mean, compared to Neyland Stadium,
At that tiny
I
little
can't
stadium.
argue with you.
Look, guys, I'm not going to hesitate or even waste anybody's time. Tennessee wins this one by 10 points minimum. Look, you got Jeremy Pruitt coming back down to Auburn, wanting vengeance for what Auburn did to his Alabama defense last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got a Tennessee team that's finally starting to come together. Gave Georgia all they wanted for 3 quarters. Yeah, depth got them there at the end. But guys, at the end of the day, this Tennessee team's starting to gel. They're starting to buy into the program. We've got kids that are claiming, if the odds go against you, let's keep on going. And they're doing it, guys. They're finally stepping up.
Hidden stat of the day, they're in the top 30 in defense
There you go.
nationwide, and they've played some pretty killer teams.
And that death rows just keeps on coming. I mean, we've got Auburn,
West
and
Virginia, you had West Virginia, Florida, and Georgia.
A very underrated Florida team,
Yeah.
by the way.
You've played all of them already, and you're
Right.
still in the top 30 in the nation defense.
Right. And that defense is going to shut Steele down. I'm sorry, there is no consistency there from Auburn.
The X factor is that. The other X factor is an 11 a.m. kickoff coming
That's
after a woeful outing versus Mississippi State.
That's right.
How are you going to get your team up to play them?
That's exactly my question is how do you go from losing to Mississippi State like that?
At 11 a.m.
And then
kickoff.
a morning game and think, man, this game we're going to be rocking.
Hey, if I was Auburn, I'd rather that spread be 3 or 5.
Right, have a lot closer spread.
Because an 18.5 is a spit in Tennessee's face.
That's right, and it's just going to pump those boys up more. And honestly, I mean, you know, last week stepped on some toes calling Vandy over Georgia. It was a long shot. But, you know, hey, it's a 50-50 toss, you know, as to what team's going to show up with Georgia.
Right.
I mean, honestly. But with Auburn, I have seen nothing so far this year that tells me they're consistent. We know their coaching's inconsistent. Their play's been inconsistent. And tomorrow, or Saturday morning at 11 o'clock at Jordan-Hare, that little stadium, War Eagles are going to burn down to the ground, baby, because the Tennessee Vols are coming away with a 10-point win. Heard it here first.
All right, everybody. We're going to go ahead and wrap this portion, go back to the regular scheduled program. And there you have it, folks. Mr. Mason Rule. He said not only does Tennessee cover the point spread, they win the game outright, and he don't even think it's going to be that competitive. I personally always pull for Auburn because I dislike Alabama that much, and I don't try to hide it with a mask or anything. With that being said, this is one of those years it's hard for me to pull for Auburn because they're embarrassing themselves. And when I say they're embarrassing themselves, I know Woods is embarrassed because he picked Stidham to be the Heisman Trophy winner, Malzahn basically to be Coach of the Year, and Auburn to win the Natty. So that's embarrassing our show, which now let's take the guns and turn them on Auburn for a little bit. They're underachieving. I don't know if Auburn scores 15 points in this game, period. More or less covers it. I know they're not going to shut Tennessee out. Tennessee has a top 30 defense in the nation. Underlying stat of all. When we beat them at Tennessee, it was called 6 turnovers. We didn't go up and down the field on them. They're going to make tough sledding for Auburn. This will be a fourth quarter game. I'm going to give Auburn the win in a very close game. No way they cover 15.5.
When I first seen this line, like you, I thought
it was 18.5.
Yeah, that means you're saying Auburn's going to score 3 times, 2 touchdowns and a field goal. I don't know that it can be done.
I don't think so. Can I go one step further? If Auburn turns the ball over 3 or more times, they lose this football game.
I would go along with that. And
that's what it's going to take.
I don't know how serious it is, but there are rumblings of a divided locker room.
Well, surely.
At Auburn?
Yeah, and it's offensive, defensive. Because
surely.
The defense is carrying that offense. The defense is doing their job.
They're doing enough to win, but they're not the same defense from last year either.
No. But they're doing enough to win.
Hell, they're on the field every play, just like ours has been for how many years?
Yeah. I'm gonna go Auburn 2017.
27. So
I think they're going to cover.
You think they score 27?
I think they score 27. Tennessee's. I mean, they are giving up 350 yards a game. I will say 2017.
Take the common opponents, or take any opponent. Take the schedules and line them beside each other.
Let me get
Washington definitely more high scoring than West Virginia is definitely more high scoring than Washington.
And Tennessee has not played an easy schedule. They've had a pretty hard schedule.
They played us, West Virginia, and Georgia.
Yeah. So they know what it's like to step in the ring with
right.
somebody that's okay.
And dude, they're still ranked 30th in the nation. You don't think they're going to slow Auburn down?
And
they turn it over more than 3 times, Auburn loses the game. I'll tell you that right now. There's no way Stidham's going to get back on track in this game. I mean, like, if they win, it's going to be some gritty game, in my opinion.
I think 2017. That's kind of what I call a gritty game to me. 2017. Tennessee's offense still isn't very good. It's just not. And we talk about they turned us over. I mean, we turned them over a bunch is why we beat them. But that's kind of the point. Tennessee's offense is just not very good. And I think they'll get 10 points. Auburn's defense is obviously, a higher end defense, and again, man, you can't really buy. There's literally Auburn is lackluster as they've been, but when was it 16-7, 16-6, and the football is over the goal line. Literally, if that is called the right way, it's a 3-point game in the third quarter with momentum. Auburn wins that game.
I will say I thought that was a touchdown.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's no doubt. And then the one Fitzgerald, they all make it. But I'm going 2017. They cover just more because I think Tennessee's not very good.
Do you think Auburn's better than Mississippi State if they played on a neutral field?
I don't think Mississippi State's that good. I did in the beginning of the season.
But just the fact that you pause lets me know you don't think they're that good.
Auburn? Well, they've let me down. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They've let me down this year.
Do you think they're going to right the ship on versus a top 30 defense?
I just don't view Tennessee as a.
You're just saying their offense is so atrocious they can't.
They're so bad. And I know Guarantano gets his yards but
what's the receiver's name? He's good.
Yeah, he's real good.
That guy's good.
Who?
I can't remember their receiver. That number 1. We couldn't cover him.
Callaway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He has 16. Callaway. That's the thing. He, as good as he has 16 receptions on the year. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's in freaking. What are they? That's in 5 games. That dude gets 3 catches a game, but he is a good player, and he should get way more than that.
And he hasn't scored a touchdown.
Yeah. Well, Guarantano hasn't thrown many. 4.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I still think it's going to be an ugly. I don't know. It's going to be an ugly game. I say Auburn wins. Tennessee for sure covers. I'm not like Mason. I'm not taking Tennessee to win the game. I think Tennessee for sure scores.
I will say, I would almost guarantee, that Auburn will not cover. Now, having said that, the last couple of years, Gus Malzahn's MO is to go out and just crap the bed on a team that he shouldn't. And next thing you know, he's beaten 2 number 1 teams in the country.
This is setting up real ugly for Alabama. I'm telling you, dude. It is. It's setting up real ugly for Alabama right now.
Because we've seen this before.
Yeah, we've seen this script play out.
Now, speaking of Alabama, we're going to dive into that for just a second. Alabama's a 28. Well, it's down to 28, right? It was 29 and a half. It's down to 28. 28-point favorite at home versus Missouri. One thing I'm going to throw at this game, this will be the first true passing attack Alabama.
Who's out? One of their corners went down.
Stephon Diggs.
Diggs.
Yeah.
What?
He is, I talked with a friend of mine today.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
It's not the guy from Minnesota?
Trayvon Diggs.
I was going to say, he should come back.
That's illegal. I'm not to call you out right now. It's fucking illegal.
Recruiting violations. No, Stephon's brother, Trayvon, talked with a friend today, and he actually talked to Trayvon Diggs, and Trayvon is out for the remainder of the season.
So
ACL?
No, it's a broken
let me
foot.
throw this.
Ooh.
The line is extremely high. It's too high.
What's the line?
28.
How many is Missouri going to score?
They're going to score at least 21.
If Arkansas scores 30, Missouri's going to score at least 21.
I promise you this, Woods, in Alabama's defense, this has been hell week for that defensive side of the football.
Yeah,
I promise you since Monday, they have been told they ain't worth a dang. I ain't going to cuss on our show. Adjectives. They ain't worth a dang. Get your head out of your, you know what? This has been hell week for their defense. Yeah. Their defense will be out for blood. Unfortunately, they are facing the best passing team they're going to face all year.
That just came off a miserable performance.
But in a monsoon.
Yes, it wasn't.
That's very bad, and Vegas is playing off that.
Yeah,
that's why this line. I think this line's a 24-point line. I think they get just under that 28-point number. Drew Lock and company will score points. I won't be surprised if he has 300 yards passing, but they still get beat by, I say, 21 or 24 points. I'll take Missouri in the points. Alabama will own pretty much both lines of scrimmage. Lock will have just enough time to get 300 yards passing. I'd go just under that number. I'd take Missouri.
At 28 points, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking Missouri with the points. And it kind of piggybacks off what we've said all year long. The secondary is going to come back by Alabama in the butt eventually. And if
this will be a game to get tested.
Yeah, this will be the one. If Arkansas got 31, I think Missouri gets 28 to 35. So what's Alabama going to score? 42 to 49. So Missouri covers.
I think Alabama's going to run downhill. Missouri's the problem. Missouri needs to turn them over a time or two. You know, let's be honest. Missouri literally could have beat Georgia minus the turnovers.
Yep.
But turnovers are part of football. Missouri's not atrocious. Last week they lost in a month. The best way to stop a passing game is let the skies open up for the rain, and that's what happened in South Carolina. You want to touch on your boys right fast?
I've got Alabama covering.
Of course. Why wouldn't you?
I mean,
of course.
We've scored 60.
If y'all play the Patriots, would you win?
You know, I do think that this is not for this.
This is hilarious. I'm already laughing.
If we want to maybe cover 1 week, maybe Alabama versus Buffalo Bills.
They'll never beat a pro team. They can never beat a pro team. I don't care who it is. No.
I don't know. Leave comments below.
Yeah, there's no possible way any college team will ever beat a pro team, bro.
They did make that line. When was it?
It was 14, and it was Cleveland.
Cleveland versus who was it?
Alabama.
When they won the title.
But it was Cleveland minus 14.
I tuned in one day to the radio. I was going down the road listening, and Alabama was playing somebody. They were not talking about that game. They were talking about if Alabama, what would the spread be against the Buffalo Bills? I mean,
Buffalo just won.
Yeah, I mean, they've improved since then, but at the time, who would you say is the worst team in the NFL right now?
Well, it's Buffalo.
Buffalo.
But they just won. There's no way. I don't care who it is, dude.
You don't think so?
No. You're talking about
What would you put the line?
an NFL team would be with
28.
Buffalo and Alabama at least 28. There's no doubt. You're talking about a team that has nothing but pros, so you're pretty much saying an all-star college football team if you're doing it realistically.
Yeah.
So you think an all-star? So you think the rest of the country could get it all the all-stars they want, not beat Alabama?
I don't think they could stop the Tua.
Oh man!
Oh, my God.
Here we go.
No, God.
I mean,
That's what he's supposed to think, though. I mean,
Hey,
that's
look,
fine.
we-
That's what he's supposed to think.
Oh, my God.
we
It's
probably.
not realistic, but
I mean, yeah, we'd probably have to play Tua the whole game. But
Hurts would have to get his reps at receiver, I guess.
Guys, we really don't drink on this show.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on right now.
hey, I do have a bit of breaking news. This is our second bit of breaking news. I just talked to a source down at in Tuscaloosa. Dixieland Delight is back.
Really?
Yes.
Because I know they did ban it.
Yeah, it's official. Just became official, and it was spearheaded by Damian Harris.
Good. That's awesome, dude.
So
That was tradition down there, you know. I mean, let's just go ahead and take Toomer's lemonade away, man, because I don't feel like that's, you know.
we probably deserved it for what we did to Toomer's trees.
I mean, I agree. So now let's move on. Woods, you want me to start, or do you want us to take this Florida Vandy game?
You can go ahead.
All right. Florida Vandy line started at 10. It's down to 7. Smelly fish, smelly fish, smelly fish. 11 a.m. kickoff in Nashville. We are coming off a major win, about to go into a bye. All that is red flag, red flag, red flag if you're a Florida fan. If you're a betting man, that's a red flag. If you're an amateur at betting money, then you see this line, you go lay your money on Florida. You know, Florida just beat LSU. They're playing Vandy's horrible. Vandy can't do nothing. 11 a.m. kickoff, going into a bye week, coming off a major win. All major, major red flags. Do not bet money on this game, and I've got a gator on my arm right here. Win this game, get out with everybody healthy, go into your bye week, prepare for Georgia. Florida wins this football game. If somebody put a gun in my hand and told me to bet on the game, I'd take Florida in this line. Not going to be surprised if this is a 4 to 3 point game, simply for the fact of what I just told you. I don't have to rewind the tape. There's 3 major factors in this game. Woods.
I agree with all of that. I do, but I watched Mullins his post game the other day, and I watched his midweek interview today. That dude's on a different level, bro. I don't know if we've actually sat and thought. Literally, this guy took Mississippi State to the promised land, bro.
He had Mississippi State ranked number 1
Yes,
at some
For
point.
8 weeks.
Bro, with Dak
For 8
Prescott,
weeks.
who's obviously average. Look at him in Dallas right now. Not really. I like Dak Prescott, but dude, this guy's on a different level, bro. He just hasn't had the stage that, and I'm not saying he's Nick Saban or Urban Meyer, but he hadn't had that stage. And I think you might be looking at that stage right now, beginning to happen. He's going to have them fired up. I'm going to say, and this is going to sound 10 to 17 points, at Vanderbilt. That's a pretty good win.
11 a.m. kickoff.
Yeah, 11 a.m.
No,
kickoff.
no.
I agree with all. Dude, I'm like you though. If they held a gun to my head, I'd say Florida. But I just have a feeling when you watch McElwain's press conferences, you're just never, it's never. But Mullins just sitting there, and he's pretty much bashed McElwain today, which was awesome, by the way. But look at Morrill Stevens.
Yeah.
4 years in Florida's program, and Matt Mullins said, he walks in, he said, why is this guy not, what is going on? He doesn't even play. And he said, son, what do you bench? And he told me, he said, that's the same amount as I bench. What's going on here? So he gave him Savage for the offseason, and now look at Morrill Stevens. The dude's got 6 catches, 3 touchdowns. He's one of the best tight ends in the nation right now.
Yeah.
He just recognizes stuff, man. He just does things a little differently. I think we'll be prepared, and I think 10 to 17 point win. I'll go same score as I said for earlier, 27 to 10. I'm going 27 to 10.
I hope you're right.
Yeah. Oh, I hope so too. I do.
Like I said last week when you predicted,
There's
I hope you're right more
a
than me.
lot of factors that go against Florida this week.
Yep.
But I like where your head's at with Mullins. Right now, correct me if I'm wrong, when we talk coaches, if you want to put them, I would say Coach Saban, Urban Meyer, Sweeney. Is that fair?
I mean, you have to at this point now.
I think we're
I
looking.
think Jimbo's in that echelon now.
Yeah. But he's starting out. Same thing with Mullins starting out. Takes you a while to build your program up. I think Mullins. I think in 2-3 years, I think we're going to have. We'll add him to that conversation.
We'll have to win a national title to get in that
Yeah, he's going to have to win a
conversation.
natty, and he's going to have to improve his record against his top 25 teams.
But
But he can here.
if you look
He
at what he
can
did
do
with
it,
Mississippi State, take that and move it to Florida, and sky's the limit.
I
The
agree.
plays he runs, bro, is just like, it's just.
It looked like a simple. I mean, watching last week's game. And we're not going to dig on Florida all week because this is not a Florida show. I know y'all think it is. It's not. Just the simple adjustment of let's just run an option.
Yeah.
They're only defending that pull play with one guy. Let's run an option. Probably 70 yards rushing off that one simple adjustment. Lamichael Pirine, thank you.
Yeah.
Best game I think you've played as a Gator, without a doubt.
16 carries, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns.
It was a tough 85.
Yeah. And Mullen created him a crease to do that. Simple adjustments.
Yeah.
The corner route to Hammond called because of what he was seeing in the secondary. Touchdown. You know what I mean?
You see the adjustments after
Yeah.
halftime.
When's the last time you seen that out of
It
Florida?
feels so good when you see your team finally, because see, same thing I have with Shula. When you see your team
Oh,
and then you see them make adjust. Now that we got Saban, you see them preparing, making the proper adjustments. It's just a good feeling.
right.
I mean, I know exactly where y'all are at right now. I mean,
In the process, I mean, it's a process, but we're definitely way better than we have been. Now,
Yeah.
let's close this video out with this game. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. Watch any video I've said at this point. Texas A&M -2 at South Carolina. Texas A&M by 21 or more.
that line,
21 or more.
that
South Carolina last week won because of a monsoon. Don't tell me Muschamp. They gave up 34 or 7 in a monsoon to a team who can only throw the football. They're not good. South Carolina is atrocious football team. Texas A&M, if they don't have the big game hangovers, by 21. If they do have the big game hangovers, 14. Anybody else? Who wants to
I
go?
mean, let's be fair.
Yeah.
Look at Texas A&M's 2 losses: Alabama and Clemson.
2 top 4 teams.
Well, and the thing about South Carolina, in order for them to be successful, that defense is going to have to be outstanding, and it is not.
No, it's
I don't know
terrible.
what's happened with Muschamp's defenses, but so not only is and a lot of reason that what's his name was successful, their quarterback, was because of the defense last year, putting them in good situations. Well, they're not this year. They're having to get into gunfights, and they can't. They absolutely can't. They don't.
I want you to give me a score, Woods.
At South Carolina,
Yep.
A&M 31-17.
Josh,
What time is that game being played?
I don't care if it's at 7 p.m. I don't care if it's 10 a.m. Texas A&M is a minimum of 2 touchdowns better than Will
It's a
Muschamp.
2:30 SEC network.
That is?
Yeah, that's kind of disappointing.
What do you think, Woods?
31-17.
31-17.
I'm gonna
Josh?
say
Is Muschamp the worst of the disciple coaches?
yes.
No. Buttertooth is.
McElwain.
Yeah, Muschamp. I'd take Muschamp over him.
At least he can
now.
recruit.
Yeah, he can recruit, and
Yeah.
I don't know. That's. Oh, Baylor beats Texas this week too. I know it's not on our list. But Baylor's gonna beat Texas tomorrow or Saturday.
Texas big.
He speaks for me on that.
17. Texas by 17.
They look like they look. Herb Street picked them in Florida as the 2 teams to look out for. So
Tom Herman may have turned it around.
Prediction.
28-10, A&M.
I like where your head's at. I said by 21. Guys,
14, 18, 21. That's pretty good.
LSU fans, look in my eyes. You owe us an apology. Now, if you want
You
to
said
win,
some hurtful things about
now
us.
and LSU, look at me. Take time out of eating your gumbo, drinking your liquor and alcohol, and listen to us. If you want to win money, listen to us. This is the 3 members on the show. You want to win money, listen to us. So, you owe us an apology, and your coach, he owes us a big thank you because we did some great impersonations, got some more likes and some funny stuff off that. With that being said, hit the subscribe button, Hit the bell for the notifications. Average Joe Sports Talk. Go Gators, and good night.